here, the all new, all electric Dodge Charger. This is it. And I got to tell you, it looks absolutely incredible in person. Now, I saw all the big reveals and everything. I saw all of them and I was like, does this look, I don't know. But I got to tell you, in person, next level. This is what the EV world needed. They don't need a car that looks like a bubble. They don't need a car that's slippery through the air with trying to get 500 miles on a charge. No, they need something that invokes passion, that invokes energy. And that's something that honestly you lose when you go to the EV. There's no rumble, there's no vibration, there's no sounds. Well, Dodge has changed that. This is the Charger. Now, this is going to be your launch one. This is a Scat Pack, Stage 2 Scat Pack. Next year, there's going to be a RT1. But first, you've got this. Also, next year, there's going to be a 4-door as well. But let's talk about this. So let's start here at the front of the vehicle. You've got this incredible daytime running light that goes all the way around. Now, it's beautiful that Dodge has left it the same ethos, the same styling cues as the ICE engine. So you've got the Daytona emblem that's right here. I've heard that they're going to keep that also for the gas-powered one that's also coming next year. A lot of times you have these daytime running lights. They've got a little yellowish tint to them. It's just really not that great. But this, the same intensity through the headlights as always, as also through the light bar as well. So one thing that I noticed during the reveal of this vehicle, and something that you can easily miss if you're just looking at photos, is that this hood, I thought, was just straight. But it's not. This is a hood that actually takes in some accountability for aerodynamics. How does it do that? Well, it's not exactly flat. As you can see, you can actually put your hand through here. Wind goes through here, helping to smooth the air over the vehicle. Now this is kind of like your Ferrari's S-Duct kind of, but here under the Dodge Charger, it's called the R-Ring, named after Gary Romberg, who was one of the designers for Mopar. This pays homage to his legacy. So this is the R-Wing and is a very, very good design feature. Stepping to the back of the vehicle, it is absolutely every bit as attractive in the front as it is in the back. You've got this full life, multi-plane, almost infinity mirror kind of look here to the light bar and brake light. You've got Daytona stamped right there into the back bumper, proudly displaying this vehicle. There's nothing about here that has EV on it or electric, nothing. It just looks like a Charger. There is one thing though that makes it apart right here. This is not actually an exhaust. That is a speaker. There's one on this side and there's one on this side as well. This actually emits true V8 sounds out of it. The thing I love the most when they were doing the demonstration earlier is that this sound can only be heard back here. You can't go to the front of the vehicle and hear this stuff. You have to be in the back of it, and that's where you'll hear it. It's really awesome for that to be there, and it kind of rumbles and growls a little bit. It's really cool, and I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like right now. Take you guys stepping down the vehicle really quick. You just have this tapering right here of the back of the vehicle. Now, usually we're used to seeing our traditional Hellcats with the wide body, but this one just kind of tapers out. It flares out a little bit. The sculpting they've done is absolutely beautiful. Now let's go inside. I know you guys see that ambient lighting. They have done a beautiful job with the interior. inside the all-new Dodge Charger. This thing is incredible. Ugh, great seating position, which is easy to screw up, if you will, with an electric vehicle because the batteries are underneath, and so you tend to sit a little bit higher. And this is no different, but it actually isn't too bad because the seat actually is kind of in an incline, so it kind of gives you this race car driver feel. The squircle steering wheel gives you a clear view to everything in front of you. You're not really blocking anything really that you have to look around. Maybe the outside temperature and the clock and the tiny up right-hand corners and left-hand corners, but everything really is right in front of you, and they've done a great job. Let's talk about the steering wheel. Really great 9 and 2. Well, yes, yeah, 10 and 2 notches here. Stellantis is doing this steering wheel buttons on the back. I don't really like that, but seems like a lot of people are doing that, including Lamborghini with the new Revuelto and Temerario. You've got shifting up and down right here. Now, of course, this is electric, so these are not for shifting gears. My assumption is that these are for shifting for the regenerative braking. One thing also on here, you've got this big button here on the steering wheel that says Power Shot. Well, that's like your 10-second of over boost. Like, so you want to pass somebody or you want to race, that's what you use. Similar to what Porsche does on their vehicles. And the other thing I want to talk about is this incredible gear shifter. This is so masculine. A lot of times we see these manufacturers making these gear selectors that are a little feminine, talking about like the Ford GT500 with the little knob, and the old time Range Rover, which also came from Ford, so they have the little knob. You've got the little flicking nipple thing from Porsche, but this, you just get in, you want to shift in into gear. And it's actually, I love this because this, you just want to like just cock it back in like a gun, right? You don't want to sit there and shift this thing. It just kind of falls perfectly to hand, perfectly formed and designed. I love that. Got a big power button right here. You've got wireless charging down here, 2 USB-C charging cables. And let's talk about this incredible ambient lighting. You've got incredible all the way around. I love the sculpting. The high intensity of these LEDs are absolutely beautiful. You've got additional controls up here, which are all of your SOS features and safety features at the top here. You also have, yes, a sunglass holder right there as well. You've got this panoramic roof that is one piece of glass that goes all the way back. The great thing about this roof is that it is very, very safe. It keeps the vehicle warm, but it keeps all of the UV lights out. In fact, this roof reflects back about 82% of the sun rays that hit the vehicle. So hard to see inside from the outside, but easy to see outside from the inside. It's a multi-layer unit and is actually very welcome. You've got plenty of seats in the back. And in fact, the space that would occupy the bottom rest of the seat and the front of the passenger seat, that's the same distance that will be coming in the 4-door. So really, if you go from the 4-door to the 2-door, it really is based on, do you need access to the rear doors on an ongoing basis, or could you live without it? Because if you can put people back there, they're going to have about the same amount of space as the 4-door. So that makes this vehicle even more usable and even more great. So again, ability to have four-wheel drive. You've got 2 electric motors, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, 200 kilowatt hours on both sides. You're able to decouple the rear from the front. And why would you want to do that? Well, because this vehicle has line lock. That's right, line lock in an electric vehicle. You've got line lock. You also have drift control. You can actually program to how much you want to drift the vehicle, and all of the other racing and all of the other track options that we saw on the traditional or previous generation of the Charger. It really, really does have it all. Well, that's it. Your first look at the all-new Dodge Charger, and absolutely beautiful. This really has blown my mind, and honestly, like, would I get an EV? If I wanted one, I would just get a Tesla. Let's be honest. But if there was no Tesla, and since this exists, I would get this. This is absolutely beautiful. You're looking at 470 horsepower, 0 to 60, 3.3 seconds, quarter mile, 11.5 seconds. This is absolutely a game changer, and it changes the way not only that we think about EVs, but the way that we think about performance. Before this, honestly, all there was the Ioniq N, right? There's nothing else. But this does it in a less, shall I say, gimmicky way, one that really draws on the roots of Charger and the Dodge brand. Like Dodge has said, it is a muscle car first and an EV second. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.